This is how to tie the square knot, also known as the reef knot and historically as the Hercules knot. Now this is used to bind two ropes together of identical diameter and similar composition, and it is for light duty only. Do not use this knot for any sort of life-saving event or to tie or bind large or heavy loads. Make sure the knots you use are appropriate to their task. Now this is a very simple and elegant knot comprised of two alternating overhand knots. And if you're not sure what an overhand knot is, go ahead and click the link in the top right. We'll show you what it's all about and how to go about tying it. So that being said, let's go ahead and get started. This is a two-part knot, and most people remember how to tie this with a simple phrase, that being right over left, left over right. So I'm going to go ahead and take the right-hand rope, put it over the left, and give myself the first turn. And that is going to be half your knot right there. That is your first overhand knot. Now give yourself a little bit of slack to finish out the rope. The more you practice, the more you'll be able to gauge how much you really need. Now we started out with right over left. We're going to finish off with left over right. Go ahead and take that left hand rope, go back under, make that second twist, and you're going to snug up the knot. You can pull on the long lines, snug it up real nice, and what you should see form is that iconic square knot. Now a couple things to note. Make sure that your two terminal ends are on one side of your knot. Otherwise you have probably made what's called a thief's knot, and it's highly inferior and you're going to get hurt if you use it. Also of note, make sure that your two lines are coming down through loops and up through loops. If you have an alternating over-under, you've probably made what's called the granny knot, and if you've done that, again, it is an inferior knot and you're not going to have the same success with it as you would a properly tied square knot. So if this thing has not been tightened down too hard, you can easily untie it by grabbing both ends and pushing together. It should come undone just like that. I'll go ahead and show you this one more time. Right over left, left over right, right over left. It's your first overhand knot. Left over right. Give it a twist. Just like that, guys. Tighten it up, make it snug. There's your square knot.
The kits designer for Paper Source, and I'm here to show you how to tie the classic square knot. The first thing you'll need is some ribbon, and this is Paper Source ribbon. It comes in all different colors and widths, and you're going to need a nice sharp pair of scissors. Very important. What you want to do is, when you start with your ribbon, you're going to place it onto the bottom of your box, making sure there aren't any twists along the bottom, like so. And in order to make sure that you have just enough ribbon, when you lay it across the top, you want to have just a little bit of length for tying and for trimming off in case your ends aren't even, or in case maybe they're just a little bit crooked. Okay, so here I'm going to start by using the left side of the ribbon, and I'm going to go from the top and around to the bottom. And the trick with tying a good square knot or ribbon around your box is making sure that your initial knot is nice and tight up against your box. So you're going to place a couple of fingers there like so, just to keep everything in place. Or if you have a friend who always wants to offer that finger to help you keep everything down, go ahead and take them up on that offer. So right there, I have my knot nice and snug. And I'm going to take the top of my ribbon, and without any extra twists in it, it's going to be nice and flat. And I'm going to bring it over to the bottom. I'm going to take my bottom ribbon over the top and through, like so. And if you notice, my finger is still on that first initial knot. I'm going to maybe switch hands to help me tie, and then you tug. And then from here, you just want to flatten your square knot so it's nice and flat like that. And then if you want, you can trim it up just enough. I like to have them just to the edges of the box. So I'm going to maybe take off a couple, just maybe an inch or so. So I'm going to hold on to my ends like this because I like to have them symmetrical. Cut on a slight angle like so. And there you go. Classic square knot.